What's up, y'all? Welcome to the 10-7 show with Tara Goose and myself. But as you can see right now, Tara is not with us right now. But I'm sure she will make some type of appearance on the show today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we are live. It is Sunday. It is 7 o'clock. It is, what's today's date?
The
The 10th.
10th.
December the 10th. We are live. And Eagles play a little bit later, so y'all can check us out now.
Yes.
And we'll be done before
the Eagles game.
We'll be done before that.
Yeah.
Trust us on that. But yeah.
It's the outfit.
Oh yeah, we got represented there. But like I said, welcome to the show. Goose, how you been, man?
Man, I've been all right. You know, it's the holiday season, so decorating and you know what I mean. So just trying to get all that stuff together.
I can dig it. How you been?
Good. You know, same here. Holiday season. I noticed your tree and your decorations in the background, Goose, looking good.
Thank you.
You
See,
know?
I'm glad you all finally decorated.
I think you was going
I'm not gonna put no tree up. I'm like, you have to.
Listen, we've been moving. It's been a lot going on in the Watson household, and we was tired. And we was not going to put up those Christmas decorations, and the family had an intervention.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that they up. You're glad that they're up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we have 3 trees, right?
Yeah, there you go.
3 trees.
I'm not gonna be glad they're up when it's time to take them down.
I know that's right.
Slow roll that.
Oh, you can believe it. They might be up till next year.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know one decoration that's not coming down, so I already know. So
There it is.
It is what it is.
How many ladders you need to put it up?
You said what?
So how many ladders did you need to put it up?
None.
No.
It's a tree. You can't see it right now, but it's a tree right back there.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna stay up all year round
Mm-hmm.
because it got my ornaments on it, and it's got a sports ornament, sports players ornament.
Okay, I got you.
Pretty dope. Well, I guess we're gonna get into this. I keep hearing the ding. I think.
Yeah, I'm hearing a bell.
We're gonna get into the show. I promise you, we don't have concussions or anything like that. I don't think you did trip up the step.
I did,
She might.
and I caught myself.
She might have a concussion. But we're gonna get into the show, and we're gonna get into one of the best parts of the show. We give you that real early, right in the beginning. It's the part of the show. What do we do first? I'm sorry. I'm always skipping around. It's this part of the show. This is the Would You Rather portion of the show, brought to you by Therapeutic Billing. And Tara is not here to talk about Therapeutic Billing. Goose, you want to take a crack at it, or you want me to take a crack at
it? Contact Therapeutic Billing for your medical billing, credentialing, and virtual assistant services. Their number is 610-228-2029. For info, you can email at info@therapeuticbilling.com.
And you have it. And also, we're going to add that it is women-owned and women-led.
Absolutely.
So Tyra has the Would You Rather questions, so take it away.
So, keeping in theme with the holiday, I have found some holiday Would You Rather. And this first one is it's a tickler. So here we go. Would you rather have to loudly sing the chorus of Jingle Bells every time you walk into a room for a week, or have to wear a Santa suit to work every day for a week?
I think both of those can be fun.
Yeah, no, give me the Santa suit.
I'll probably take the Santa suit just because I can make an excuse for that more, as long as it's not like May.
Okay.
Right.
Because you just bust out singing, like people gonna get tired of that.
Yeah.
They're gonna be sick of that in a minute. So, yeah, give me the Santa suit because I can always be like, yeah, I'm playing Santa.
I'm gonna take the Jingle Bells, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Because you can sing.
I work from home. That too. I work from home. Who's gonna hear it? And you only got to do it for a week, so I'll be in my office.
Nah.
Sheena said she would loudly sing Jingle Bells.
I know that's right, Sheena. Thanks.
You know the possibilities of people I can see in the week at work.
But hey,
And what's the chorus to Jingle Bells?
what they say? The chorus.
Is
I
that
got
Jingle
jingle
Bells?
bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh,
Yeah,
if
I
I
would
was
get
to
sick of
ride
singing
in my
it, too.
horse open sleigh.
I learned this Jingle Bells was originally a minstrel song.
Really? I think I heard something like that, but what was that? A minstrel song?
Yeah, I'll we can talk about that another time.
Oh, ew. So, okay.
Something about it was written by the nephew of J.P. Morgan.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, I heard
Oh,
that too.
Lord. Next. All right. Here's the next would you rather. Would you rather make presents for your family instead of buying them, or make ornaments for your Christmas tree instead of buying them?
I'll make the gifts and
Yeah, I'd rather make the gifts.
I'll say I'm celebrating Kwanzaa.
Yeah, I'd rather make the gifts. Making ornaments for a tree, making them? Oh no. All right. All right, and so here's the last one. I thought this one was kind of cute.
Hold on.
We have some gifts.
No,
Go ahead.
Tara's chiming in. She said 92 weeks of me talking about therapy would be the killer. And that's what you scream out, Goose.
Hi, Tara.
That's what was on the screen.
Hey, listen, I was going to say the same thing you said, Goose. So, you know.
No, I was going to say the women.
Daryl
Okay.
Watson says, since I'm a crossing guard, I'll do the Santa.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there
Nice.
you go. Yeah.
That would be nice. That would be nice. All right, and so here's the last would you rather. Would you rather have Frosty the Snowman for a friend or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for a friend?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Frosty is a fair weather friend.
That's funny.
Like I was just thinking about like if Frosty's my friend, then yeah, in the summertime I'm down the front.
But
Absolutely.
what if Frosty's like Olaf?
Who the hell was Olaf?
Oh, that's right. Y'all not familiar with Frozen. Never mind. We gotta watch Frozen.
Wow.
No.
So you can know who Olaf is.
I'm not watching the whole Disney.
You're gonna like it.
No.
You're gonna like I like Frozen.
Frosty melts.
Is Olaf
Frosty melts. If Frosty didn't melt, that would go against all of the childhood cartoons that I watched.
That's true. He has to come back every year. That's true.
I'm trying to think of
We
the
couldn't bring Frosty inside. See, Olaf can come inside.
I'm trying to think of what is Frosty's like. What was it? His hat, and then he comes alive.
The corn
Yeah.
pop and the button nose. I think once you put it all together.
It was the magic in the hat.
It was the
Yeah.
hat,
Oh, see, I forgot.
but you know who Olaf.
I did. Of course.
But you've known Frosty way longer.
I'm listening.
Frosty like, yeah, what's up?
All right, so y'all, you said Rudolph. Who did you choose?
I think I'm gonna go with Frosty because he got a magic hat. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I might go with
I'll
Frosty
go with
too.
Frosty.
That would be weird walking around with that reindeer. Like if Rudolph couldn't get in my car.
Frosty couldn't get in your
He
car.
can fly. He can
Not
fly. He
good.
can meet you there.
Oh yeah, Rudolph can fly.
Come on,
Wait a
man.
minute, I might have to change my answer.
Rudolph is a little bit of a punk.
He's not a punk.
They was making fun of him and all that. He's crying.
He was hurt. They made fun of him.
I feel like Frosty just be telling all
Hey,
them
but
all.
see, listen.
That's not fair. Rudolph was a little motion.
We are an accepting people.
Exactly.
Rudolph can bang with us.
Rudolph could
Yeah.
always hang, but I feel like Frosty would probably be more on my plane.
I feel like nobody would mess with me if Rudolph was my friend. Like, who would come and try to hurt me? I got a big reindeer.
Wouldn't nobody pay attention to you, Rudolph? They be paying attention to Rudolph.
That's fine.
And I could like, yeah, we go into business. Search and rescue.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's true.
Rudolph like, look, man, I ain't come here to work.
That is true.
I put in work one night a
Rudolph,
week.
like, you sound like Santa.
Oh, your dad said you should ride Rudolph. Yeah.
Rudolph, like, you sound like Santa.
Yeah. Bye-bye gas
Look.
prices.
Look here, I put in work one night a year. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. If you come into this portion of the show later on, go ahead and put your choices to the Would You Rather, and we'd like to hear what you say later on. So just getting in the holiday spirit. So go ahead and put your choices.
There you go. All right. Now let's take it to the next portion, the next segment of the show. I'll call it segment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the next segment of the show, and y'all know what segment that is. It is the Dear 10-7 portion of the show. It's part of the show where we read your letters, your emails, your text messages, IMs, DMs, whatever the case may be. And we give you our unprofessional, professional opinions on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you should probably always take our advice because we're always right. Even if we all four of us say different things, we're always right. Always.
No, we're not. Always right. We try.
Speak for yourself.
In our heads, we're right.
Right. And we're going to argue about it on here.
We're going to tell you why we right.
Exactly. All right. So here's the first letter. Dear 10-7, my boyfriend, excuse me. My boyfriend of 5 months has a female coworker, Leslie, Liz, who he has known and been close to for 5 years. She's a single parent of 2 kids under 10. I have met Leslie several times, and she has always been cool. I've never felt threatened by my boyfriend's relationship with her. Recently, I met him at his job for lunch. When I got there, Leslie was in a panic because her sitter was sick and needed to go home. She was trying everyone she knew who could babysit, but was unsuccessful. My boyfriend turned to me right in front of Leslie and asked if I would mind going to her house and staying with the kids until she got off work. WTF, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know these kids and they don't know me. She seemed fine with this solution, however. I instantly felt angry at my boyfriend for putting me on the spot, not caring that it was my day off, and besides lunch with him, I had other plans. I said no, apologized to Leslie, but said for several reasons I was not willing to do this. My boyfriend couldn't understand why I wasn't willing to help her out. We got into a big argument right there in his office parking lot. I told him I didn't appreciate being put on the spot like that and him willing to use me to fill another woman's needs. Am I right? I think absolutely you're right. Absolutely. Y'all was only dating for 5 months.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. He tripping.
5 months in, like he don't even know you yet.
Exactly. And yeah, like you could go over there and kill kids. That's stupid. Don't have no kids by him.
I hate when people do that. Put you in a spot like that.
Yeah, like, in front of other people. Like
other people. Yeah. I'm good with it as long as you good with it.
Man, and she had other plans too. Like that was completely inconsiderate.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Because you know me, I can give a very unapologetic no.
She said, "Are the kids the boyfriends?"
That's what I'm thinking.
Are the kids? Who's the boyfriend?
Because Leslie and the dude been working together 5 years. Are they his kids?
Possibility, we don't know.
We don't know. And I don't think you need to stick around to find out, girlfriend. 5 months, keep it moving. You shouldn't even have to consider like, oh, but I love him. It's been 5 months. Move on.
Tara said, I don't think they are his kids.
It don't matter. Why would you want to? I mean, like, what do you need to do that you would have a complete stranger? Why a complete stranger? Watch your children.
Yeah, somebody that you only met once through. Well,
right. You know. And they under 10, so them kids gonna be like, "Who is this?" And then they gonna be crying. I want my mommy. Right. Come on. Right. 2 of them under 10? Absolutely not.
And you say you met her several times. How many? You met her several times in 5 months? I mean, like you don't know her. I can't speak to the relationship between her and him. Right.
Right.
I can't do that. But what I can say is he's putting her above you.
Absolutely.
Oh,
that's what I can say.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they've known each other over 5 years. He's known you almost 5 months.
5 months. So right, he, listen, he don't have a problem.
Y'all probably ain't even farted in front of each other yet.
Nope.
Right?
I'm just saying.
Child, he may have noxious gas. You better get away.
All right. There you have it. Will y'all put what y'all thinking there too? Oh, hold on. Let me see. We got some comments. And Tara said, wrong is two left shoes.
Absolutely.
No.
Agreed.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. We got, here we go. Dear 10-7. My boyfriend and I broke up 5 years ago and got back together 2 years ago. I have a good career, own my own home, and am financially independent. He is 8 years older. He owns his own home and is retired military. We have been seeing each other every week for the last 2 years. He has spent many hours painting and doing repairs to my house. I love to cook for him and give him massages. We have a fantastic sex life. So, what's the problem? He is emotionally involved with another woman. They have known each other for many years, even before he and I met. They talk on the phone often. He goes to her for advice. And when I asked him why she doesn't have a man of her own, he went on about how she deserves to be treated in a certain way and nobody she's been with has been good enough. He always defends her childish, sometimes dangerous behavior. This is just to name a few things he does. He claims they aren't and never have been. He claims they aren't and never have in any way been sexually involved. I don't believe him. Should I call and confront her? I believe either she doesn't know I exist or she doesn't know the true nature of my and his relationship. What do you think? What do I think? I'll tell you what. I think that, and it's obvious, you have an issue with their relationship, right? But what it doesn't sound like in the last letter it was like he put the friend above the girl. I don't hear that in this. I just hear that you're having like an issue with their friendship. I mean that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that he's done this and he's done that. He's defended her behavior and he said none of the guys have been good enough. I mean, if they're friends and they've known each other a long time, like if Tyra and I weren't married, like we've known each other for 20 years, over 20 years or 20 whatever, and like if she was with somebody that I thought was trash, like I don't know about this boy. And I know she probably has male friends that would say the same thing to her, about me if I was trash. So, like, your issue is with the relationship. Your issue, might be a little. I hate to say, you might be a little insecure in their relationship.
So, I agree with you, but I got a couple of questions. First, because listen, when I have time to read between the lines, I done picked out some things. My first question is, and I don't think she mentioned how long she's been with this guy. She just said my boyfriend.
They got back together 2 years ago.
Okay, they broke up, but she said they broke up for 5 years ago, right? And got back together 2 years ago. 5 years is a long time. That's a long, long time. They only been back together. But then she said.
So they were broken up for 3 years.
They was broke up for 3 years. Okay. But anyway, let me just get to the point. How are you confronting her? How is that going to help anything? I want to know why you feel the need to confront her when your issue is with him.
I think she wants to do that because she doesn't.
No.
She doesn't think that the girl knows
exactly.
She exists.
That's what she's
it's a power move.
It is. That's what she's doing. She's being manipulative.
Yeah, it's a power
That's
move.
what she's doing. That's why I asked that. Because how is that going to help your relationship in any way? If you're trying to see if he having sex with her or if he's had sex with her. Because you don't believe, because you mentioned it, I don't believe him. that's your goal, and you're trying to smooth it over.
Because you don't want to believe him,
Right.
or do you have receipts?
Right, exactly. Or you're looking for some concrete evidence because you don't believe it. That's the only reason you are confronting her. Because you know that if they are sleeping together and you are the side joint, you're gonna find out if you confront her. But your issue isn't with her, your issue is with him.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm like, maybe y'all broke up for 3 years for a reason. You know what I mean? Sometimes you break up, you get back together, and maybe it's not working out. But I feel like whatever it is, I feel like you need to take a step back and think about what you really want, because what you're about to do here is going to cause a whole entire mess. And if you're trying to really work and get back with this guy, you may end it for good, especially if he claims that relationship is platonic.
I have another question. Is she? I'm wondering, is she one of the reasons they broke up the first time?
Exactly.
That's what I was going to say.
Because she says that they've known each other even before they met.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and 3 years is a long time. You still enough time to develop something with somebody else.
Tara said, had the conversation with them together.
Nah, I would just because she don't have nothing to do with it.
Right, she don't have nothing. Exactly. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. That could get ugly if you do that. The issue is not with her. The issue, because even if you know what I mean, even if you confront her, right? Say they sleeping together, she's not gonna stop.
Here's let me play the other side for a second. But she's trying to find out something.
Yeah, that's what she's trying to do.
She's trying to find out something. So if she I lost my train of thought when I read something like that. But if she confronts her and she knew nothing about her, then she's probably done. She's done with it.
But I'm just saying, like, she didn't say
that's 2 years.
Right. She didn't say though that the girl was making advances. Like she's texting him, calling him in the middle of the night.
But I'm curious as to what their in-person interactions are like. Because if he's that tight with this lady and y'all been together for 2 years, and then however long before when y'all were together prior, how is it that you have never interacted with them? You do what I'm saying?
Right.
Because she's not saying like, oh, I don't like the way he acts when she's around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not like she's being the Earl is being disrespectful. Like she's being disrespectful in her face. This is what she said. They talk on the phone often. He goes to her for advice. It's not saying she coming to him. He's going to this woman. And that is what you don't like. That was where the problem was. She said, and when I asked why she doesn't have a man of her own, she's not coming to your boyfriend for advice. Your boyfriend is going to her. Your issue is not with her. It is with him. You just trying to flip it because you're trying to find out if they having sex.
Yeah.
But you know he's going to her for advice. So if you really feel that uncomfortable, talk to him. Don't try to, you know what I mean? Don't do that. Talk to your issues with him. Oh, EAG only that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, I think she's trying to be a little manipulative in this letter. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I mean,
with the way she wrote it.
Like she doesn't give us, like I said, she's not giving us a real like issue.
Right.
With them. She sounds like she's a bit jealous of their relationship.
No, she's jealous because her man goes to another woman for advice.
She's jealous of their relationship.
Right. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that's not her. That's not the other woman's problem. You need to talk to him and say, hey, what she should have said was, oh, maybe you should. Why didn't you ask me?
But let me play the other side again, because what y'all are saying is absolutely correct.
Right.
And I agree. But what should she do? Because she actually does need to find out if there's something between them. But and she's already asked him, but she doesn't believe him, so she wants to dig deep. So
Right.
what should she do? Because, like I said, if she goes to her and she knows
All
nothing,
I'm saying is,
that's a red flag.
That
if
would
you
be
go to her, you're probably going to look like the crazy one.
Probably.
exactly.
Probably.
So just be prepared for that.
Well, right. Be prepared for whatever may happen.
And if you go to her, watch how you approach her. Like, don't approach her on some rah-rah stuff.
Right.
You gotta approach her on some real adult, woman to woman. I don't know how you would approach it. I don't know. Like if it was guys, it would be man to man. Yo, dog, let me talk to me, holler at you about something. Boom, and it could go left because guys are guys, but women can go left too because women.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what she's saying, but it's like.
Oh, and Sketch said, be prepared for being wrong too.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's not like you're not saying he's giving me signs that he's cheating. She didn't give any evidence to confront this woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yes, women do have intuition, and I always tell women to follow that intuition, because especially when it comes to who you date, because usually it's right. But she don't have evidence. You know what I mean? Like she don't have tangible evidence, and she's looking for tangible evidence. But I think because if you know this guy, y'all was together for a minute, I would talk to him about, I do. It makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, now that we're back together, that you're going to another woman for advice, and to see how he responds before you. It sounds like she's just trying to just jump and confront this other girl, and she didn't even talk to the guy yet.
Maybe the advice she's going to get is about you.
Maybe.
About that. What did he say in that Usher song? What was he would talk to her? I forgot what the song is. One of them songs.
Oh.
Usher songs.
So this is another way that she could look at it.
Yeah.
She could look at it like, since he goes to her for everything, before y'all got back together, he very likely went to her about that.
Exactly.
And you guys are back together. And if this relationship is your only and biggest gripe, maybe you should look at it like she blessed this relationship. That's a way to look at it also.
That is true. That is
what I
true.
mean? For positive.
That is true. That is true. I was actually kind of in a situation like that. I had a guy friend, and he was like frustrated with his wife or whatever. But I was talking to him to try to convince him to counseling, do all this, do all that. But she didn't know that. She thought that he was trying to, you know what I mean? And it was absolutely nothing like that. And you know what I mean? She was dead wrong, and she kind of was foolish after that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And he ended up divorcing her. And I was trying to convince him to stay with her.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do if you meet her and she got a big old booty? That's gonna mess you up.
Yep.
That's gonna mess you up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely is.
It's gonna mess you up.
But like I said before, I'm surprised that they haven't met before. Like,
Yeah, because y'all was together for so long. Yeah, I'm surprised that y'all don't even know each other.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, well, maybe that's why.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't invite her to the barbecues, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like,
long time.
That's that whole aspect is weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that y'all been together that long and you've never met her. Maybe they don't live near you.
When I say met, I mean meet to know.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like Tara's best friend, like I know her.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
Like.
Well, I would say this is a tough spot you're in. Tread softly, grasshopper, and just be prepared for whatever way it may go. Make a plan A and a plan B.
And a plan C and a half.
Ah.
Because it could go a bunch of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And like Sketch said earlier, be prepared to be wrong too.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to admit that you were wrong.
Oh, she said she don't know about old girl something, Mrs. Fish. Because Tara's saying like because they were together so long prior to, and she doesn't know about this.
That's the one thing that,
Mhm.
that I'm like, are you?
But no, yeah, and so maybe she was unless she decides on, because he knew this other girl, but you
Yeah,
know,
I feel like a whole lot of our letters are like
you
side
decide
notes.
on.
If this your letter, send back details.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to send more
Update.
details. And then she said he's an older man, right? Didn't she say he older?
8 years older than her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
So yeah, if you
Yeah, tell us what happened.
if you have any advice to give to this person writing in, you can put it in the comments. They'll see it eventually if they're not seeing it now. And of course, if you have a situation that you want us to talk about, you want us to give you our advice on, just hit up neutralsradio.com and scroll down to the 10-7 part of the website, and there's a box right there, big old box, or there's a button you click on. You can write a Dear 10-7 letter to us, and we keep you anonymous, okay? Like names have been changed to protect the innocent and the guilty, okay? So we keep you anonymous. So the names that you might hear are not the names that actually were written.
Exactly.
You just need names for places. All right. So there it is. Also, if you're watching right now, why don't you call a friend or text a friend or whatever it may be, and tell them to check us out now, because we're about to get into today's topic about marriage meetings. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just click the subscribe button and the bell with the parentheses around.
Yes.
All right. So right now we're going to get into the topic of today. So my tab here can not be messing up. We're talking about marriage meetings and what are marriage meetings. And we got one more comment here. Before we said, Sketch said everyone needs to be accountable for their own boundaries.
Absolutely.
So that was that. Marriage meetings. I found this topic kind of interesting because I know Tyra wanted to implement marriage meetings in our marriage. So I was real interested when this topic came.
And this was before this, right? What? We had talked about this like before I found out about this concept.
A few years ago. Yes, a few years back. Yeah. Like my first year or two of marriage. But what I would
go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you what a marriage meeting is, and then we're going to get into dive into the topic a little bit more. For those that don't know, a marriage meeting is a regular, intentional time set aside to pause the world and connect with your partner. Now, it don't have to be married. You could be not married and in some type of relationship. It doesn't have to be married. So just keep that in mind. It is a moment. It's a moment to fill up and encourage one another as you journey onwards in your lifelong commitment to a relationship that's healthy, romantic, meaningful, and full of joy. And when your mental load feels like it reaches peak capacity, a marriage meeting is how you create space. Okay? Putting intention behind noticing your partner's action during the week is a breeding ground for romance. There's no romance without finance. Or is it the other way around?
Yeah, no romance without finance. But no, I think when we talked about marriage meetings, I remember now, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but you had a friend who was married. Like this was actually before we got married, and he was telling you how him and his wife have a budget meeting every month. Remember?
Yes.
Or every time they get paid, they sit down and budget things out. And I was like, well, that's a good idea. We should do that. You know what I mean? Like once, especially in the beginning, like once we started to incorporate our finances. But this definition here is something completely different than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, but this is more about the health of the relationship.
Right.
Connecting and reconnecting.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
On a different level, an emotional level. When Tyra introduced it to brought it up, it was more of a check-in.
Right.
It was like a check-in thing. It was like a check-in thing. What am I doing that you don't like? What am I doing that you do like? What would you rather see me do? Stuff like that. This is more like of an emotional type of meeting and encouragement from each other and stuff like that. So did you have something you wanted to say, Goose?
No, I was saying I was thinking like when we were talking about it earlier, prior episodes, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But
You did.
but now that I think about it, we did something kind of like that. So prior to the pandemic, once a month, we would go away somewhere.
Okay.
Just a quick overnight joint. You dig what I'm saying? Baltimore, DC, Gettysburg, just somewhere overnight, right quick. Just she and I, and it just be us.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? We talk on the drive out, have a good time at our destination, you know what I mean, and drive back home. And it was once a month, and it was good. But then the pandemic stopped all that.
Yeah, the pandemic definitely put a little speed bump on a lot of things that was going on. But yeah, that's cool. That was y'all version of a marriage meeting. That's what worked out for y'all, and then that's how y'all, stayed in contact with each other. Not stayed in contact, but stayed in contact with each other's emotions, each other's feelings, stuff like that. And like when I think about it, like there's probably not a lot of couples that actually do that. You know what I mean? I think a lot of couples tend to sometimes they think everything's fine till they find out it's not.
Yeah. So I think it's a lot of times because it's easy to get into this system, where you're just responsive. You communicate because you have to with the intention. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. And only because life is so fast. And you gotta, hey, did I tell you? On my way to the next thing that I need to do. Yeah. So this whole thing of a marriage meeting is putting more intention on the communication. Putting a pause on the outside world.
That word you just said, it's like the glue for this whole topic. That the intention.
Yep.
You got to be intentional with it, man. That's real. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So no, what I was going to say was, so I wanted to ask you, since you guys were doing something similar to that, did you notice like during the pandemic, like a shift in like the, in your relationship because you guys weren't taking that time out anymore?
So, I mean, not really, because one thing that us getting away also did is it removed both of us from, external stressors.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? But during the pandemic, you focused on something else.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? You focused on trying to find some toilet paper. You dig?
Right.
Some hand soap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you connected in other ways.
True.
And you be calling people, yo, they got toilet paper over here at the top right now,
You was buying all kinds of brands of toilet paper. Wasn't nothing bougie about that off-brand, though.
Yeah, absolutely. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, trying to find disinfectant, trying to find white. You dig what I'm saying? You're living like this post-apocalyptic life.
Right.
It's kind of right now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Tara said there was these comments keep coming in. Tara said there was no she didn't see a shift, and she said nothing bougie at all.
Yeah. During that pandemic, you didn't care what the brand was. Okay.
When I was reading this earlier, I was thinking about the marriage meeting. What does this fall under?
Mm-hmm.
And it falls under something that I think every wedding I've been in, probably every wedding everywhere, somebody gives the advice of communication all the time. Our wedding, friends' weddings, that communication. This is communication. Like this should be part of it. Like this. Oh my goodness. Right. This should be part of it. Like if you got to implement that to make things, like we're talking about healthy, making your relationship healthy.
But see, the other piece about being intentional about the communication during these meetings is that the purpose. So that gives you a time to prepare. You dig what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, know what you're willing to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Know what you're not comfortable with discussing yet. You're still working on it with yourself, and be prepared to say those things.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So the prep time and the planning of these meetings is also a benefit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's.
Here's what I was about to say. It strengthens your bonds. I was actually about to go into the benefits of a weekly marriage meeting. Did you want to?
I'll start.
You wanted to go ahead and tackle it.
So let's talk about the benefits of marriage meetings. And as you can see, the women and the men benefit from it. So it says it enhances intimacy on all levels. The beauty of relationships is that we're always growing and evolving. So there's always something new to learn. Weekly check-ins are an opportunity to connect on intellectual, spiritual, emotional, and even physical levels. It's also a time to communicate about logistics because listen, if you have kids, then you know how quickly those romantic date nights conversations take a swift turn to children and general life management. The marriage meeting creates a space for those topics so you can table them for a specific time and space. And that's true. That's true. Like for instance, like today, I had my own events. Our daughter had her events, and life just got crazy, and we were all over the place. But had we communicated
weekend,
the whole weekend,
this whole,
but he handled it so well, beautiful.
Y'all owe me, not y'all. Y'all.
I do. But that's because sometimes you get so busy in life, I didn't communicate, things get so busy. Even with our Google Calendar, we still miss stuff. It also lets you get ahead of potential conflicts. Regular meetings allow you to get on the same page and set expectations for the week. It also provides an opportunity to discuss unresolved conflicts or those things you keep meaning to mention. Mm-hmm.
Stop. No, you're going to stop. I'm going to stop you right there.
That sounds like a dig.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but here's the, all right, go ahead. I'm going to let you go first.
Every time he talks to me, he's like, babe, you know what? I meant to tell you. So every time I say, I meant to tell you. Almost every day.
All right, time's up.
You've
yielded your time to me.
Okay, all right. Yield you. I have to yield my time. You can't. You took my time.
I'm putting my foot down.
Okay.
Goose and everybody else that's watching. 9.5 times out of 10, when I say that, it is not something important. It's something like, yo, let me tell you how Rudy fell down the steps. Something like that. Like,
no,
I forgot.
Hey, Hearns got some new chips out.
Exactly.
No, it's not. It's been something important.
Like, man, forgot to tell you, somebody knocked over the coffee machine at Wawa. Like, it's like that. Like, it's never something like.
No, it's not.
Like,
there's nothing pressing.
Mom called and said she was giving you $100 because she was happy that you graduated from Jackson. Like, it was nothing like that.
It was nothing that you had to be intentional about telling.
Exactly. I just start off my thing. Oh, I meant to tell you.
Now you know, don't do that.
Okay, all right.
Just say, hey, blah 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 blah. Don't say I meant to tell you.
That's what I've started to do. I've caught myself now about to say, yo, I meant to tell you, and I've stopped, and I sometimes I still say it, but
and all the time. But okay, here we go. It keeps the romance alive. Our weekly communication is the enemy of complacency and helps avoid roommate syndrome that can often creep in while you're not looking. Trust me when I say a marriage meeting lends itself to intimacy on all levels. You hear that, fellas? Meet with your wife.
We might end it early just so y'all can have some meetings before the game. So then after the game,
so yeah, what they say.
Chitty bang bang.
Had these family meetings before they become house meetings.
Exactly. Or before they become blow-ups.
Know what I'm saying? He said, the roommate issue.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's no longer a marriage meeting. Now it's a house meeting because y'all just roommates.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
It can turn to that real quick before you even know it.
Yeah.
Before you even know it, it'll be right there.
And so, for those of you who are wondering, like, how do you hold a marriage meeting? What does a marriage meeting entail? We got a few suggestions here on how to hold a marriage meeting. You want to start off with the first two?
Sure, I'll take it. So this one, I think this first one you're going to kind of have to make your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Schedule it weekly. They're suggesting schedule it weekly. Put a day and a time on your calendar and honor it. Make it a habit. Weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever works for your relationship, whatever, because honestly, yes, every week there's something that can be discussed, but those meetings will probably be getting shorter and shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, it shouldn't be a stressful thing. Some
Right.
people feel like we gotta get it in. We gotta get it in. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a burden added
Right.
to everything else. It should be something that you look forward to.
Exactly.
Really.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree with that. The next one: sit together, choose a comfortable spot on the couch or at the table, or at the couch or at the table, and sit next to each other. Totally agree with that because, like Goose had just said, it's not supposed to be a stressful thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be comfortable. You want it to be a casual conversation between the two of you. And I want to make this suggestion, and I just thought about it as I was reading it. Don't make this meeting in the bed, lying flat on the bed, in the bed.
Why?
Couple of reasons.
Well, don't start it that way.
Yeah, don't start it that way. Absolutely, it could end up that way. Don't start it that way. Here's Chairman's asking why. When you're lying flat on the bed, you tend to fall asleep. Like that's your sleeping position, right? And that's your position where you're trying to unwind, relax, let the stress out of the day. And
I see.
I think the bedroom a lot of times should be for the bedroom things, and that can be a bedroom thing, but your bedroom has to be the place where you can relax, wind down, and sleep. You don't really want your bedroom to be the meeting room. You want your bedroom to be the relax, unwind room. Right. The other reason is I would suggest if you have like a Craftmatic adjustable bed, y'all remember them, Jones? Sit the back up, so you'll be sitting up and not necessarily laying flat.
Right.
You got a Craftmatic adjustable bed. And for me personally, y'all, when I'm in the bed and I'm laying flat, my mind, I ain't thinking about nothing. Tyra will tell you. She'll ask me stuff, and I'm like, come on, man, like. I don't know. Ask me later. And then she'll ask me later, and I hadn't thought about it.
And you'll say the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about going to sleep.
Okay.
And a couple of weeks ago, we talked about how Tyra was like, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, talking about, babe, she kept talking. I'm trying to fall asleep. I got to be up in 2.5 hours. She just kept
I didn't realize it was that late. I didn't know it was that late. All right. So we said sit together, and then you want to limit distractions when you having these meetings. So turn your notifications off, turn the TV off. If you have kids, hold the meeting while they're napping or in bed for the night, especially if you have young ones. The older ones, tell them to get in the shower and get in the bed. The little ones, you gotta wait for them to go to sleep. They wreak havoc at night. But you want to limit distraction, especially on the phone. Turn your phone off. If you really can't, you know what I mean, like not put that phone down, then you need to turn it off or put it out like in a different room from where you are. Like make it harder for you to get to it so that it doesn't become a distraction. First of all, I will turn my phone down. I will put my phone away most of the time.
And then that's when she's ready to talk.
And then you playing games.
Because you was on your phone for 2 hours.
All right. All right, Goose, you want to take the last two?
I wasn't even paying attention.
Oh, okay.
I saw it on his face.
So, and then bring it.
Well, I just want to say, I want to reiterate the scheduling part of this, and because I think the scheduling part allows you to be prepared to bring things to the table.
Right, as we said
It shouldn't be a, I walk up to you. I just walked up in the house, and I see you sitting down chilling, and I walk up to you, babe. Let's have this meeting as a like.
Right, it shouldn't be a pop quiz.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't turn into what they doing wrong all the time, or you know what I mean. It should be, compliment. You know what I mean? Like make sure that the conversation is balanced. It's not a time for you to dump, and it's not a time for them to dump.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because people, I can't wait till tonight. Oh, I'm gonna let her have it.
Yes.
Right.
I'm gonna tell him, and another thing. That's an argument. That's not a marriage meeting.
That's the wrong vibe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm pulled up.
I got it.
Yeah. All right. Bring your tools. Make sure you have access to any calendars or organizational apps you use. Feel free to grab some pen and paper or just use your notes app if you want to jot down anything to remember. Okay. So that's like if your to-do list.
Yep, our Google Calendar.
Or your action items.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was the best thing we could have done as a couple, was to have a shared calendar. We have a shared calendar and we put stuff on it. Sometimes we forget.
When I remember.
Yeah, when he remembers. But
Tara got a shared calendar. It's in her head and she just tells me.
I can't keep that much in my head no more. I'm getting old. I gotta put it in my phone.
You remember I said 99.9%, I said 9.5. Well, that half a percentage that I was talking about earlier is when I forget to put something on the calendar and I'll be like, babe, I meant to tell you.
Exactly. Important thing.
I got a road trip to Oklahoma tomorrow that I'm supposed to be going on.
Exactly. Important thing.
Half a percentage of the time.
Ain't no half percentage. But anyway.
Everything we do is on Tara's calendar.
And then I just look at it. And then I tell you.
Yeah, and she looks at it and she tells me if she remembers.
Exactly.
Because sometimes she tells people things thinking she told me.
That happens.
And she be like, didn't I tell you? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, that must have been Lisa.
Well, you
We've done it with the show though. Like we changed the whole show up and didn't tell y'all. Remember? We've done it with the show. So it happens.
I remember because I wrote up the show and put all the stuff out there, and we were talking about something totally different.
Yeah. but as you can see, like lapse in communications will happen, but it shouldn't be frequent, and you want to try your best. Like even with like passwords, like we have a notes, like a Google Keep notes that that we put all our Netflix password, Disney Plus password. But somebody forgets the passwords all the time.
I want to explain something.
And don't put the new password he created in the key.
I want to explain something to Goose and that after the show. Because all that happened last weekend should not have happened if I was looking at the correct platform that we were trying to get them.
So let's, all right, Goose, go ahead, take it away with the last one.
All right. Keep it short. A short meeting makes for an easy weekly commitment. But full disclosure, you hardly ever adhere to this. Nearly every time couples start a meeting with, let's do this fast so we can watch Netflix before bed, they end up chatting way beyond 30 minutes. Sometimes because they need to. Sometimes because you want to. And oftentimes because you'll recognize the sudden urge to skip Netflix and head to bed for other reasons.
Chitty, bang. Bound chicken,
wow, wow.
Keep it short, people. Keep it short.
Conversation.
The conversation.
The conversation. Keep that short. Keep it, Keep it, what's the word I was looking for? Doesn't matter. All right. So yeah, that is your marriage meeting, and implement that into your relationships. whatever relationship, if it's a relationship with your significant other, maybe you might have to have a meeting with your friends, and I know guys don't really talk about stuff like that with each other. Like so, like maybe you might need an advocate, you might need some support from your friend, but you don't know how to talk about it. Maybe you got to have an intervention. Who knows? You might have to take some time to have meetings with your friends just to discuss things that might be difficult to discuss, might be easy to discuss, but put them out in the atmosphere. So.
And you know what that remind me of? If y'all watch The Chi, right?
Mm-hmm.
The men on The Chi started having something like that. They're all friends, but they started having like this one meeting place where all of them go. They avowed confidentiality, and they all just go and just like kind of, that's where you dump, like what's going on, like I'm not feeling like a man today, or I cheated on my girl today, or whatever. They just let it all out right there. And I just thought that was just such a wonderful thing and decent to put on TV. But that's another example of like meetings with your friends, check-ins with your spouse, and different things like that. So check out The Chi.
They ain't giving us no money.
They're not, but they might get this.
Maybe. What's the director? What's the name? Producer? What's the name? Ava.
Lenitha Waithe. Lena
Waithe.
Lena Waithe.
I think I'm saying that wrong, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll ask. All right, well, we about to get up out of here. Does anybody have a final twist? I have one while we was doing it, John, but I kind of forgot. I'm hoping it comes back if y'all have.
My final twist is come back next week. Join us next Sunday live, another show here, and we'll be doing we have a special show planned for y'all today, so make sure you come back next Sunday at 7. We have a special show planned, and then we'll be taking our holiday break.
There we go. All right.
That's it.
I got one, Justin. You can keep.
Oh, you got one?
Okay, gives me time to think again.
So we're talking about conversations and everything, and I just want everybody to keep in mind: the better you receive information, the easier it is for people to give you information.
Ooh, damn! Like,
There you go.
I promise you,
Goose.
I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. We was on the same wavelength because I was going to say something very similar to what you said. I'm going to say it because maybe somebody will receive it. The way
definitely, right. Yeah, but it's
go ahead.
No, I was just saying. So like, if you're wondering why people not telling you stuff, think about how you react when people tell you things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And if you switch that up, you'll find that people will confide in you more.
Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely.
I had experienced that, honestly.
Do tell. No.
I'm saying quickly, Christian, because that's my baby girl. She come tell me something wrong. I'm turning into the She-Hulk. Okay. So you tell me somebody messing with you, I'm turning into the She-Hulk over my baby. So she was like, "No, Mom, something was going on at school," and she was so scared to tell me because she recognized how I turned into the She-Hulk.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, and once that clicked in my mind, I really started, calming down and how I respond when she tell me things. Because I respond like, "My baby." So I had to calm that down, and I noticed that she's feel a lot more comfortable. This was years ago, but she's a lot more comfortable now. And we talk about everything now because I don't fly off the handle when she tells me somebody did something to her. That's the truth.
And what I was going to say was very similar to what Goose was saying. When you're talking to people and listen, whether they're telling you about yourself or whatever the case may be, you have to be able to receive that information. It's like Sketch said earlier in the comments, be ready to be wrong. Right? You have to be prepared to be wrong. You have to be prepared to think, to find out that something you thought you were doing well, you're not doing well. You have to be able to accept the fact that someone's feelings of what you have done have been hurt, even though you felt like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, you have to be ready and able to accept that and be ready and willing to work on that, because these conversations that you have are not going to be successful if they're just conversations and then everything just goes back to what it is. Right? So We are going to get out of here because it's about time for them Eagles to play.
Yeah.
EAGLES Eagles. And
Fly Eagles fly.
Fly Eagles fly.
Yeah.
I just ate a burger, but I got some wings upstairs that I'm going to warm up and probably eat in the second quarter. All right. You want some of those? Or
No,
not?
sir. I'm good.
All right. So we Sheena said, "Woo, that's real talk." Absolutely, man. Me and Goose was on the same wavelength right there.
Mhm. Especially for my single women.
My man,
You ain't always right. Be prepared
my man Lenny on the show. What up, Len?
to hush.
And
Humble yourself.
Nina said, "Great show." So we're gonna get up out of here. It's time for them Eagles. Go Birds.
Go
We'll check y'all
Birds.
next week, like Tyra said, on the 10-7 show. And make sure you share us with your friends and tell your friends and your neighbors and your enemies and stuff all about us. All right. We
Yes.
are here for you. We have a good time. And we want y'all to have a good time with us. So for Goose, Tara, and Tyra, we're gonna say good night and we'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good one.
All right, be kind, people.
Yes.